Good night. Good night. I'm coming. I'm, I'm not gonna be before you long. I hope everybody, like I always say, hope everybody night is going far. I mean, going well thus far. I know it's not over. I hope you're inside safe. Uh, yeah, at work. I hope you get home safe. I get something come up, I come on. Might start coming on during the week, just giving a little short videos or whatever, doing a little short videos. But man, I saw a video earlier. I mean, somebody showed me a video about an hour and something. Now we had to do better as we had to do better. We had to do a better job at raising these babies. But I saw a video. I think this was out of Washington D.C. If I'm not mistaken, right? Um, what if maybe about a week or two ago, whatever. The 13-year-old boy got shot by his neighbor or whatever, breaking or whatever. Like, I was like, man, that's sad, but I really didn't pay too much attention to it. I thought it was real sad that a 13-year-old, you know, it's disheartening to see stuff like that. 13-year-old breaking in the neighbor car, whatever, the neighbor shot and killed the 13-year-old. But I just got somebody showed me a video of this of the mom of the 13-year-old boy mom. She had a press conference where she spoke. She went and did a press conference with her lawyer. Um, for one, the way she Chanel, you know, the little Chanel purse, but the little that was a button she put on her hat with Chanel, some nice designer glasses. I don't know what kind of designer get they got out now. It's all kind, but I know that Chanel sign a little back. She came in there looking like she trying to be Hollywood. People grieve different. You know what I'm saying? People grieve different, and I can't judge on how she grieves. But from the looks of it, it was more about her being Hollywood than anything. Then she was escorted by her lawyer. I want to know what kind of case she really gonna have. Um, for one, 4 o'clock in the morning, this man don't know if this boy is 13 or 31, whatever. Right? It's sad that the little boy lost his life, but it's something. It was something eerie about what the little boy mama said. It was something very disturbing, should I say, about what the little boy mama said. She said that people questioning why he was out at 13, why he was out at 4 o'clock in the morning. And there's no excuse for that. There's no excuse. She's trying to give an explanation for that, but that's not an excuse for your 13-year-old child to be out 4 o'clock in the morning. The only people, if you're not going to work at 4 or if it's on a weekend, if you're not coming from the club 4 o'clock in the morning, if you're out at 4 o'clock in the morning and it's not a reason for you to be out there, you out there to commit crime. That's just what it is. And for a 13-year-old to be out there at 4 o'clock in the morning, but it was disturbing. She said, just this young lady, because she don't look that old. I said, this young lady really don't have it all. And I hate to sound like this, but this young lady really don't have it all upstairs. He was a young man. I'm like, young man? He's 13. He was 13. He wasn't a young man. was a kid, the man of my house. Got 4 other kids. She said he was the man of our house at 13 years old, putting that kind of pressure on a 13-year-old that didn't even ask to be in this world, which was disturbing to me for her even to make a statement like that in front of, on national TV, in front of the millions and millions of people that watch the news, and she makes this kind of statement. He was the provider. He was the man of the house. So which lead me to believe that she pushing him out there to do that. You don't put a label like that on a 13-year-old kid and say he's a young man and he's the man of the house and he's the provider. And he then took that away from me. You're not sad because you're not mourning because you're only 13 years old. You know about being a man, how you know being a but I don't know, it went black for a second. Her lawyer standing next to her, and her lawyer is allowing her to say this. I know that's his client. Maybe he trying to get some, some fame as well. But I thought it was disturbing for her to speak like that of a 13-year-old. He's the provider. I don't have a man. He's the man of the house. He's the provider. A 13-year-old, which means you pushed him out there to do that. Because there's no way on God's green earth that a 13-year-old is supposed to be a provider for a home that he didn't even ask to be in, that he asked to put pressure on a 13-year-old. As words, he said to the man was, I'm 13, 4 o'clock in the morning, you can't make out if that's a 13-year-old or not. And the way they're carrying guns out here, this man may have felt like he was threatened. I mean, his life was probably in danger. He don't know this guy is gonna come up with a gun. I'm not condoning anything. I'm not condoning anything. I definitely don't condone nobody getting murdered, or especially a kid. But how was this man supposed to know that this was a kid at 4 o'clock in the morning? He just seeing somebody breaking his car. But yet you got this mama angry at this man for taking her provider away, for taking her young man away, for taking her 13-year-old son away that was committing an act that shouldn't have been being committed, not even by an adult, let alone a 13-year-old at 4 o'clock in the morning. I thought that was the saddest display. That was shameful. That was a shameful display. She shouldn't have been put on that in front of that camera, not talking like that. That was sad. That was sad. Where's the dad? You know what I'm saying? Where's the dad? Because it's obvious she wasn't fit to raise him, man. And I'm sorry to sound like that. She wasn't fit. For her to say that he was a young man. He was not a young man. He shouldn't have been put in that role to be a provider at 13 years old. his mom and his siblings. 13? Something wrong with that. That is something wrong. Something is wrong with that. Even animals protect their young. Come on. Even animals protect their young. You gonna send him out there like that? Because of the way you wording it, sound like you was encouraging him to go out and do that. Sound like you encourage this kid, this boy, 13 years old. My son's older than him. And I wouldn't dare. My sons don't even work. And I wouldn't dare encourage them to do anything illegal. Not of my knowledge. Now, whatever they do without my knowledge, I can't, because I'm not with them 24 hours a day. They go to school. So I'm not with them doing school and whatever they do. Then you want to say a parent can't be with the kid. Come on, man. You knew this little boy was doing that. Words you used. Sometimes we gotta look at the words that people use. The words used was he was the provider, he was a young man, and he provided for me. And he took the provider away from me. That's what you said. So it sounds like you pushed your man, this kid, because he didn't even have time to experience anything. 13 years of life gone. 13 years of life gone. And you're going to talk about a young man, a provider. We got to make it make sense. She wasn't making a bit of sense, and it put her on that spotlight for the world to see the ignorance that was coming out her mouth. I don't care about the Chanel hat, the fancy glasses, anything like that. You got all that, and you just ignorant as it's all outdoors. Man, that really heartbreaking to even see something like that. That was heartbreaking for that woman to get up there or whatever I don't know how old she looked, kind of young. For her to get up there and say those words comfortably and think that was right for her to say that. Hey, what's up, Jay? What's up? It was really sad when I saw that. When I saw that video, I just saw the video, like I said, about an hour ago. Somebody showed me that video of this woman talking about. I was talking about the video I saw with the 13-year-old that got killed out there in D.C. The neighbor shot him for breaking in a car. Somebody just showed me the video of his mama at a press conference about an hour ago, and she was accompanied by her lawyer. And she said that she called that 13-year-old kid a young man. He was a young man, and I don't have a man in the house. He was the man of the house at 13 years old, and he took. Yeah. But see, I glanced at it, but I ain't really pay attention to it. But I just saw the video of his mom at the press conference, which I thought was disturbing. It was sad the way she was describing this, and she said he took the provider away. 13 years old. How is he going to be a provider? How is he a man in the house at 13 years old? We got to make that make sense. He shouldn't be no provider at 13 years old. My son provider. That's crazy. She said She said she was acting like wasn't nothing wrong with him being out at 4 o'clock in the morning. But is the way she's saying it is like she encouraged him going because she said he's the provider of the family. It's her and she got 4 other kids, 3 or 4 other kids or whatever. It was him and 4 other kids, but she said he's the provider. She don't have a, yeah, yeah, that's right. A lot of parents lack accountability. That's why they're able to act crazy. That's true. The parents lacking accountability, and it do pass on to their kids. If the parents don't act like they have a responsibility, the kids ain't gonna act like. You know what I'm saying? 4 o'clock in the morning, and they said the last words the little boy said, "I'm 13. I'm 13." But this man, 4 o'clock in the morning, how could this man really see that that's a 13-year-old kid? You know what I'm saying? He shouldn't have been out there fiddling with nobody car at 13 years old at 4 o'clock in the morning. So it was like she was cool with him being out there because all she was saying was he was the provider. He was a young man. He wasn't a young man. He was a 13-year-old kid. He was a 13-year-old kid, but she said he was a young man. He was the provider. I don't have a man. He was the man of the house. How you gonna put a 13-year-old kid in a position to be a man of the house, and a provider? We got to make that make sense. That don't make a bit of sense to me. I just didn't get it. It was disturbing. It wasn't funny. It wasn't none of that. It was disturbing and it's sad to even her even saying this in front of me, because you on the news saying this. You at a news conference with your lawyer by your side. You don't even have a case. What you have a lawyer for? All right. A man of the house at 13. This is what she said in the press conference. He was a man of the house. She don't have a man. He was the man of the house at make that not out there going out there touching somebody's stuff so he could bring it back to you. And you on news conference with designer glasses, shades on, in a Chanel hat. I just don't get that. You know what I'm saying? This kid should have been allowed to be a kid. 13 years and haven't seen anything, and now his life cut short. 13 years old. His life cut short. Ain't have a chance to witness anything. Yeah, that's right. That's right. That's real. Always the generation that's out there doing that, because we didn't give a good example. The excuse is always I don't want to raise like I was raised, and things of that nature. What you think got you where you at? Black. But we got to the blame game got to stop, and we got to take ownership that stuff that's happening. You know what I'm saying? Stop blaming the government for things and start. We need to start taking care of our own communities, because they're not gonna help. I'm sorry, they're not gonna help. We gotta stop saying. But it was just it's a sad story that this kid life. She keep got me want to say yeah. I'm not I'm just not I just don't feel that. I don't feel none of the words she said. And then at the end she wanna act like she about to break down and cry. You ain't had a crying look or crack in your voice the whole time you was talking. But you looked like you was coming for Hollywood. Come on, man. Make that make sense. He was a young man. And he was the provider. I don't have a man. He was my man. 13 years old, and you the parent. You talking about he was the provider at 13 years old? How he's a provider at 13 years old? And you saying this proudly on the news conference. And he took the provider away from you. Who the parent? Who the parent? But you up there looking like you in Hollywood, like you going to audition for a lead role in a movie or something. Man, we failed these kids, man. We failed these kids. We have failed this generation. Yeah, she played a part in failing that kid because she said that people asking why he was out 4 o'clock in the morning. She trying to give an excuse for that. You can't give no excuse for no 13-year-old being out at 4 in the morning. That's you can't give no excuse for one. You should be still asleep, worrying about school the next day. Instead, his life get cut down at 13 because of negligence of the parents. I don't know where his dad at. I don't know if his daddy locked up wherever his dad at. So, but he was left at 13 to try to take care of his mom and his siblings at 13. A young man. I was like, that kid was not a young man. 13 years old? Wasn't no young man. That was a kid. That was a boy. Didn't know nothing. It said, I read it says that your brain don't fully develop till you're 25 or 26. He ain't even got the mind to even think. What's up, sister-in-law? They need to stay said. I don't. You feel it? I don't even. Sister-in-law, sister-in-law, you ain't on no meds, huh? but I just don't get that. That is disturbing, man. I'm telling you, it's disturbing to me. It's disturbing. Like I said, my kids don't even work. And for him to be out there at 4 o'clock in the morning, it's obvious he felt like he had to do that because he got to take care of his mama because he's the man of the house. I mean, what are you doing? Just sitting home, waiting for him to bring the stuff, the money in or whatever it is in. So y'all, come on, man, I got make that make sense. That is crazy. That is crazy to me. Look, I've been on here longer than I was supposed to. Listen, I was when I watched the video, I was shocked. I was shocked. Emotionless. That's how she was. She had no emotions. Like I said, people grieve different. But her conversation, the words that she was using, the words she said, that threw me off. Yeah, your mom would say, your mom would say, you always emphasize that I stay a kid as long as you can. Right. See, what you say, you grew up around a lot of kids that grew up too fast and they're not here anymore. Right? Some kids don't have a choice but to take care of themselves. But when she got up there and said that 13-year-old kid was the man of the house, she don't have a man, he was the provider. Yeah, I witnessed that. She do still treat you like a kid. But when that woman said that kid, that 13-year-old, was a young man, and she said he was the provider, I don't have a man, He's the provider of the house at 13 years old. That really messed my head up for her to get up like that, looking like she's going to audition for a movie, no emotions, with the lawyer and some other young lady who was with her. I don't even know who that was. That maybe her daughter or something. I don't. Down there to no doggone press conference. Because if I know, I already know. I will. You gonna? I'll show it to you tomorrow. Lord said the same. You can. It's man. It was just crazy. I couldn't. Man, that video tripped me out. I was like, I know she ain't in the news. Yeah, right. You're right, Sister Law. They need to stop saying that these boys are man of the house. They're not. They can't fathom being a man of a house. How can a 13-year-old fathom being a man of a house? Now, that's not fair to that kid. It's really not. Get your behind up with your lazy self and go out there and make a way. You brought them kids into the world. That 13-year-old did not ask to come here. He did not ask to be in the living conditions and of none of that you put him in. So it wasn't. See, let me tell you something. I'm just a firm believer that I'm supposed to take care of my kids. My kids are not supposed to take care of me. That's how I live. That's my opinion. That's me. One time, my sons was talking about what they gonna do when they make it to get to this and get. I told them, I said, there's one thing I need for y'all to do. You don't have to buy me nothing as long as I got bread in my body. As long as I'm here, I got me and my wife. If y'all want to do something for me, be productive citizens, be men of God. You get a wife and you get children. Follow my example like I took care of y'all. Take care of your wife and kids like I took care of your mom and y'all. Right? If y'all do that, you ain't got to buy me a truck. You ain't got to buy me none of that, because that's what they were saying. We're going to get you the truck that you always want. You ain't got to do none of that for me. Be a man of God first. If you're a man of God first, you're gonna automatically know how to treat your wife. And then it's gonna roll over, you're gonna automatically know how to treat your kid. The problem is nobody wants to be under the umbrella of the Lord Jesus Christ. And that's the problem. I know it sounds cliche. Nobody wants to be obedient. Nobody wants to follow that. Everybody want to follow their own rules. Well, your own rules don't get you nowhere but straight to hell. Your own rules don't get you nowhere but bringing your family somewhere where it shouldn't be. It's time for men to be men and women to be women. You know what I'm saying? Man, that really hurt for this 13-year-old to have to be a provider for his mom and his siblings. That's crazy. For her to get up there and speak that and think it was right. That shows what her mentality is. Her mentality, her mind is nowhere. Her brain ain't full of development. Obviously it didn't. For you to get up there on national TV in front of millions of people to make the statements that you made, and your lawyer stand right there and let you make them foolish statements. If that was even a real lawyer, I don't even know. Because people do some weird stuff these days. I'm telling you, they be doing some weird stuff. Yeah, that's right. The mother has not matured. That's obviously she is off. She's off. She is off. Man, I just had to get on here and just share that, man. I saw that video I was sitting up here doing a little reading. I said, man, let me get on. Because like I said, I want to come on every night. But I'm on here. I'm going to get on. I've been on here 30 minutes. I said I'm going to try to get on here every night and do 10 minutes. But I've been on here 30 because I think that that was a disturbing video to me. It's not funny. It's not nothing that we should be laughing about. It's something that we should be praying for this woman and praying for the siblings that's still here. Because if his kids under him, they're gonna wind up having to do the same thing that he did. Because she said he was the provider, he was the man of the house. She don't have a man, he was the provider. So with her mentality, is gonna be the next in line. You come on. So we need to be praying for her, that God touch her heart, her soul, because that's not a funny situation. It's not a joking situation. It's not a funny matter. It's not a joking matter. It's a sad situation that this kid and those kids, his siblings, have to grow up and deal with a mother like that. Like I say, animals protect their young. Animals know how to protect their young. She didn't protect that kid at all. That kid wasn't protected. That kid was left to his own devices. And it got him where it got him at. And then you're going to have people want to blame this man for doing that, which I don't condone that either. But what you want this man to do when these youngsters or whoever, he don't know this kid 13, he don't know this kid got a gun as well. In that situation, would it have been good for him not to do it and the kid shoot and kill him, then he taken away from his family? Like I said, I don't condone it in either way, but we can't be mad at that man. You cannot be mad at that man. You know what I'm saying? You can't be mad at that kid either, because he was forced in a situation like to the he was told to do that. You got to go get that money. She probably didn't straight up tell him go break in that car, but that pressure on a 13-year-old, and he's seeing how y'all living, and you telling him you the man of pressure for a 49-year-old man or a 50-year-old man. That's pressure. And you mean to tell me a 13? That makes sense. But this young lady is sad. It's sad. I don't know what her upbringing is or what it is. We can't say that she was raised like that, because she might have good parents. Because once these kids get adult age and they get out, ain't nothing you could do about that. You did your best while they was there. So I ain't gonna be with everywhere. It was the way she was raised. I don't know her. I don't know her parents. I don't know that 13-year. I never knew the 13. I just saw the story. So I can't say that she was raised wrong. I don't know, because there's many cases where kids come from the best of the best homes and still do, when they get grown, they do some off the wall stuff. So I can't say that came from her mom and dad. I don't know her background. Don't know, but I know she raised that kid wrong, and if she raised him wrong, she's raising the other siblings wrong. Man, that I don't know her situation or why nobody ain't stepped in and try to do something with her. Or maybe they did. I don't know. And she probably fought him or whatever. I don't know where the daddy at or what the deal, where the daddy family at, what the deal is with that. But that's a 13-year-old that's lost. His life cut short. Ain't had a chance to witness, to see anything or deal with anything in life. He ain't gonna have a chance to even graduate high school. He ain't gonna have a chance to have a kid, married, have a productive life. He ain't gonna have that chance. I feel like she took that chance away from him. She took all that stuff that he could have witnessed, all the things that he could have been a part of in his world. He could have been productive. He could have seen a lot. She took that away from him by putting that pressure on him. He's the man of the house. She don't have a man. He's the man of the house. He's the provider. At 13 years old, you tell a 13-year-old he's the provider. He's the man of the house. We got to make that make sense. She can't explain that. And as a lawyer, I don't care how much you get paid, you a fool for going on there, and the person whoever was with her, they fools for even going on that news station and even saying something like that. And let her say something like that. That lawyer should have talked to her before they even got there. That was crazy. That was crazy. But we got time. Things like that happening, but we got time to argue back and forth with each other about nonsense, about who snitching on this one and who ratting on that. We're not showing these kids nothing. I'm gangster. You 50-something-year-old gangster. Come on, man. You're a 50-year-old, 50-something. Come on, man. Got to get that. Touch. We out of touch with reality. Yeah, right. We do talk about that all the time, Jay. Folks need someone in their corner to show them how to act, how to speak and act in public. Man, we missing the mark, man. We're missing the mark. I say we missing the mark. We missed the mark. That is crazy. Like I said, I don't know if people in the community reached out to her and before or whatever, and she cursed them out or whatever she did. I don't know. But I just know she shouldn't have been at that press conference in front of the world saying the words she was saying. Somebody needs to replay that video back for her about a year from now and say, you need to learn from this. So change your life. She gotta change her life, man. That is some crazy stuff. You're right, Jay. You're right, man. You're right. That I see that a lot. Talking about this one a snitch and that one a snitch. And man, look, and civilian people need to stay out of people's business. If you don't know them people, stay out of them people's business. You know what I'm saying? And I understand it's the internet. I understand the social media. I understand it. But grown men are acting, being catty on the internet. They fussing with each other. You might never see this person, and y'all over the screen fussing with each other, cursing each other out, calling each other a rat. And when you're 9 times out of 10, when you see each other, you're gonna have you ain't gonna tell each other nothing. You're gonna have probably nice words for them. Yeah, right. But you know people are against snitching until it's their people put in that predicament. Man, it's crazy the way things are. This and my t-shirt look like it's stretched out of shape, and it's not. I don't know why I look like that, but anyway, I'm too old to be acting a fool on social media. It's jobless behavior. You're right. That's jobless behavior, man. Like I said, if it ever comes down to on this podcast where the comments get negative, I'm shutting the comments off because at 49, I can't lip wrestle with nobody. I ain't lip wrestling with you and I ain't thumb wrestling with you because I can't text that fast. So I'm not gonna be thumb wrestling with nobody. Negative comments, I'm cutting the comments off, and I can't do the negativity. I just can't. Like I said, I'm not gonna lip wrestle with nobody, and I'm not gonna go to thumb war. I'm not doing thumb wars with nobody. So I don't even text that fast. I can't see the letters that fast. I can't think that fast. You know, texting that fast. So I'm definitely not having a thumb shootout with nobody, and I'm not lip wrestling with nobody either. So that's not gonna happen with me. You know what I'm saying? But that's the world we living in. But I thought men gotta stand up and be men. We gotta learn to agree to disagree and get out our emotions because it's just emotions. People don't know how to control. Men don't know how to control their emotions, man. Men don't know how to control their emotions, man. You gotta get out them emotions, man. Listen, life ain't but life too short for all that, you know. But man, look, I love y'all, man, and I'm gonna say good night. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna say bye. I'm gonna say see you later. I don't do the byes, but see you later. I love y'all, but Jesus love you more. Peace. Until next time.